Okay, let's do some examples. So the first example that we're going to do, I'm just going here to your textbook. It says, my unit is, so it says, write an integer suggested by the following descriptions. So it says, my unit is on the 5th floor. And then it says, a town is 20 meters below sea level. So we're going to do A. So for question A. So what we have to think of here is it says, my unit is in the 5th floor. If we draw this is the ground. This is my very beautiful building. Okay, so what we're going to imagine is that the ground is going to be 0. And if the ground is 0 and I'm going up, I'm going to give a symbol to that. And because it's up, I'm going to use positive numbers. So this one is going to be +1, +2, +3. If I use directed numbers, agree? +4 and +5. What is the question? The question says, write an integer suggested by the following descriptions. So I will say +5. Or if you write in your test 5, I will also count it as correct because it's not saying that it has to be a directed number. So that's for A. Let's do B. So for B, a town is 20 meters before sea level. So now I have my ground here and my town, this is my town, is 20 meters below sea level. So in this case, I'm going to put here is my 0, and now I'm going to go downwards. Agree? And if I go downwards, I have -1, -2, -3, and so on, until I get to my town that is -20. So the answer here is -20. Can I write only 20 without the negative? No, I can't. It has to have that negative. Wonderful. So that's example 1. Let's do another example. Okay, example 2 says, place the numbers 9, -2, 7, and 5 on a number line. Okay, so to do this, I'm going to use, okay, so example 2. This is not going to be perfect, girls, and that's okay, but let's draw a big number line. You can use your ruler if you want. I'm here doing it by hand. I'm going to put my 0. And I'm using, you cannot see what I'm doing with my finger, but I'm using my finger here to use it as a ruler to know that I have around the same spacing between my numbers. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then on the other side, -1, -2, -3, -4, -5. How long do I have to go to? They're saying from negative, the smallest number that I have is -7. Okay, -5, -6, and -7. So I've done this with pencil, and then with another color, I'm going to say, okay, so here I have -7. That's one of the numbers that I needed to do, this one here. Where is 9? 9 is on the other side. So here I have my 9. Notice that I'm putting a dot and just writing it again to symbolize, to locate it in the number line. Then I have -2. So -2 is here. And then I have 5 is the last one that I would need to place. Wonderful, 5. And that's my example. Wonderful. Let's do example number 3. Use a number line to place the numbers -4, 2, -3, and 1 in a numerical order. So here they're asking us to order these ones. So I'm going to use the same number line as just did, but I'm going to put them with green, and then we're going to write them in numerical order, which means in ascending order from smallest to largest. So -4, I'm going to use green here. Where is -4? Here it is. So -4. Then they're asking me to place 2, which is here. 2, then negative 3, which is here, negative 3, and then 1, which is here, beautiful. And now, for example, 3, I can write it in numerical order. So my answer is, which one is the first one that comes? Negative 4, then negative 3, then 1, and then 2. Agree? So negative 4, negative 3, 1, and 2. So that's my answer for example 3. Okay, then it says, write the opposite of. So the opposite means in that number line that we have here. Remember that in the example when I did the number line, we talked about how I have my positive side. And then if I reflect that, I have my negative side. Okay, so when we're talking about the opposite, it means the one that is on the other side. Okay, so let's do that one here in example 4. So A, which one is going to be the opposite of negative 2? So if I look at here, I have negative 2, and which one is the opposite? Positive 2. So my answer is positive 2 if I'm asking to write a directed number. Otherwise, I can also write it as 2. Both answers are correct. B, 3. So if I look at my number line, I have 3 here. And which one is the opposite? Negative 3. So I go and say, okay, the answer here is negative 3. And I have to write the negative symbol. And for C, for 4, what is the opposite to 4? Is going to be negative 4. Beautiful. And that is my example 4. Let's do example 5, the last one. So it says, complete each statement by inserting, this is greater than, less than, or equal. And we have these ones here. Okay, so we're going to do these ones. Example 5. I'm just going to copy it very quickly, and I hope that you do exactly the same when you're doing your questions. Look, it doesn't take long. So I'm going to write 2 and 5, and then B, I'm going to write negative 4 and negative 1, and then C, 0 and negative 3, and the last one 6 and negative 2. So between 2 and 5, I don't need a number line for that one. I know that 2 is smaller than 5, so it's less than 5. Okay, what about negative 4 and negative 1? If you can see a right away answer, if you need your number line, go and check. Negative 4 is here. Great, and then negative 1 is here. And I know that the further to the left, the smallest. So negative 4 is the smallest. So it's less than negative 1. What about 0 and negative 3? I know that the negatives are to the left, which means that 0 is going to be greater than negative 3. And if you don't believe me, you can go to your number line and use your number line and say, okay, negative 3 and 0, because negative 3 is to the left, then it means that it's less than. And I use the small point to say that this one is the little one and 0 is the big one. Okay, what about 6 and negative 2? I know that this one is positive, therefore is to the right of that 0, and this one is negative, therefore is to the left, therefore this one has to be bigger. And you can use your number line to compare this. Wonderful, girls. With this, we finished today's lesson.